It's just too damn good. Handsama looking for the root here. Crowny with the
no, don't tell me it's another 2v2 kill.
Handsama uses the heal.
It is a 2v2 kill.
It's a 2v2. It's not going to be enough. Is it? Who's going to die? It's not going to die. It's still going to die. Nick has every man with the flash. That's going to be the most hyped 2v2 I've ever seen in the LEC. 4 minutes in, BDS come out on top. 2 kills to the Lucian Nami.
And look at the player cams. Crowny and Labrov popping off. They're very, very happy with the 2v2 kill. Lucian getting 2 kills in the early game. He's going to scale into oblivion this game.
He is, and that wave looks like it's kind of slow pushing into BDS as well, so taking a base on such a good point. But you were completely right about the early jungle pathing. Yike did 3 camps, warded an entrance, went topside, didn't actually get spotted by Shio, but Shio, there was information the entire game. So maybe G2 hooked in, thinking they know Sejuani is top, they can try to punish that, look for...
Handsama shouldn't be able to farm these minions.
Well, they're fighting it.
Okay. Mickey going in. Bubble does connect, but so far...
Okay, Shio is going in. Mickey has no flash. Mickey has no flash. Mickey's going to get stunned here. And Lucian dashing in. Lucian doing his combo. Lucian gets another kill. 3 kills for Lucian. You know what that means, right?
What does that mean?
I mean, that just means Lucian's going to be complete out of control in the mid game.
I think you've got a future in casting. Yeah, this is fantastic.
Honestly, I think both Mark and I could leave, and you could solo cast the rest of this game.
Basically like a co-stream at that point.
Too good.
I mean, I think... thank you, guys. So I know we are being nice.
No, we're not. No, it's great.
So, an ult from... He could have ulted him into the
tower. Yeah. Then chain him afterwards, see if he can land the root.
Okay, BB used his TP, he has ult.
What was that damage?
Sheen things.
I mean, that... Okay, BB is like... Surprise Pikachu face, surely, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was insane.
But we were talking before the camera came to us about Adam. He's having an amazing split.
Yeah. I mean, I play him on Monday.
Are you worried?
No.
Okay, cool. Yike's looking up towards the top.
Can Malphite get this kill? He's close to level 6. Maybe a smite on a minion?
He definitely gets that kill, yeah.
Is it worth getting level 6 quickly?
Yeah, he's...
Smite the minion.
barely doesn't get it, yeah. But I think he still gets this... Okay, Adam has flash stun. Wait, Adam is trying to turn it around, but bro, he's level 6 now.
Level 6.
Okay, he's gonna flash this side, flash this side, flash this side.
Close.
I mean, that was well played. That was well played.
Oh, BDS bot lane looking for hands.
Okay. Handsama still level 5. Cavani is level 6. Okay, Handsama is dead. That's 4 2v2 kills. And like full calling, Mickey forced to flash. I'm not sure if he needed
3 2v2 kills bot.
Yeah. I mean, you know, this is the first time that G2 is getting punished for giving out Lucian Nami and drafting the Nautilus. Most of the teams always go 2v2 kill, but there's no Draven, there's no Kalista, so there's no indicator that it threatens very, very hard at level 2, level 3, where Nautilus want. Okay, this is very, very deep, very nice. So look at Caps flanking and one-shotting Labrov. Nuclear int, ulting.
Triple lockup.
Mickey again, and Shio is dead.
He's dead.
Mickey does dead as well. Okay, 5 kills for Lucian, not too bad. But Lucian dies here, Lucian dies, does a huge shutdown. Who gets it?
It's getting killed to have 700 gold.
That was really deep by BDS.
I mean, that's a huge mistake, ulting the side when she has ult.
Well.
Okay, Nuclear in has flash, so I think he should be fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
Well, but that was very good position minutes though, guys, so...
Flash towards the bot side.
Okay, he's gonna end that.
Crowny nowhere to go. Tries to trade back onto Handsama, but he just can't do it. Meanwhile, the chase onto Leboeuf underneath the tower. We will say goodbye to you, Jankos, as we say goodbye to Crowny.
The game is even, guys. The game is even. There's no snowball. Honestly, G2 will win this game. It's over. He's lost. Okay, guys.
Thank you for having me. That was amazing. You've got to come back one day. Say goodbye to everyone.
Yeah, goodbye, everyone. Have a nice day. Have a nice game. Enjoy.
Thank you.
That was awesome. You can just pass it over to me. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, man. You could have muted the mic as you put it down.
Yeah, I could have, but I didn't know where the button was.
Right. So what we've had is a snowball in one direction into a counter snowball in the other direction. Balan Caps, in the end, will have to flash to burn the Ghost as well.
Just thinking about dragon fights right now, BDS have Sylas into Maokai and Gnar. Either of those ults are fantastic alongside a Nami ult to punish anyone who walks up. Nautilus ult's also really good for single target damage to follow up on the Sejuani, so the Sylas pick will have a lot of value in these dragon fights. It's on Caps right now to keep this mid push and keep Handsama alive. You can see bot waves will start to crash in, but Shio might be a bit caught here. Yike doesn't have the flash, bit too far away, no Mega Gnar. Adam's collapsing.
And Shio constantly prodding and poking into Yike's jungle, into G2's jungle. It means that Adam is a little bit safer up towards this top side as he gets the Demolish Puck off and gets his 3rd plate of the game.
And let's not forget, Adam solo killed Broken Blade, has a 20 CS lead, and has taken 3 plates, so he's 1.2k gold ahead. That Jax only gets stronger. So the side lane is going to be an absolute disaster for G2 to match. They're probably going to have to put Caps down there.
And Adam just consistently has been one of the key carries for BDS across the course of this split as well. His forward percent is absolutely up there, and obviously people look at his Darius and his Olaf, but he has also brought out the Aatrox now, his second game on Jax, and consistently has just shown that he is amongst the best top laners in Europe right now.
Yeah, and I think the only weakness you could have identified of Adam is his champion pool was the main one people would go for, but you've just highlighted it. 4 games already on 4 different champions. He's playing the Jax for a second time. We've seen the Olaf. He can play Set. We've seen Garen in Champions queue, so that's already 6 of these champions, which he looks incredibly comfortable on. And the meta is only going more in that direction with things like the Black Cleaver changes, perhaps. I don't know exactly what other changes are coming through for topside, but it looks like it's staying in this skirmish-heavy, bruisery top style, which I think Adam just loves.
Definitely does. G2 now trying to set up around this Rift Herald up towards the top side of the map. You can see BDS have pulled all 5 members towards mid lane, with only Adam standing up towards the top lane right now. YKP now invested. The Realm Walk brought Caps to the fray. Sheo trying to escape already. The route onto Labrov, and he's going to fall. Knock up onto Crownie as well, and G2 collapse. Broken Blade flashing forward underneath the tower, trying to get them. Crownie loads, tanks up an Astro Meat, but it's 3 kills. Over 2 G2 in the top lane.
They can just collapse quicker. Caps is ready with the Realm Warp from mid. Broken Blade has TP advantage. So what can BDS get done in the solo lanes now to merit any kind of numbers disadvantage in his top side, or even trying to force something up there in the first place? Adam might be able to get a full bot tower. There's no plates left, so Nuke won't get anything in mid. Drake's up in 40 seconds though, so I think BDS is just going to say, let's reset. That was a bad fight. We lost summoners on Crownie, but now we need to run out bot side. Now we need to start contesting this dragon. We need Nuke and Adam in these fights to stop Caps from being able to run straight to our AD carry.
It's so difficult to try and get away from this as well, because Sheo is spotted, and he goes on to Mickey. It's BDS who call for the fight. They get the Feather Storm out of Hans Summer, but the Realm Warp, the TP, is just instantaneous from G2.
That's just miscommunication from BDS. Sheo should not walk into that river with TP disadvantage.
Yeah.
The best play you can go for as a jungler there is through lane and just hide on bush, and just if they collapse, you disengage, and if they show on lanes on the next wave, then you look for a play of your own because they have no cleanse, right? He shouldn't go into river. He was looking for Caps, perhaps, but now 5 seconds on the Dragons.
Once again, and LeBron just doesn't get a chance to move. Tries to flash away, but he's not into the wall. Sheo now going into Broken Blade. Adam coming in with a counter-strike as well with the Nature's Grasp. What locks them in place? G2 continue to rip through BDS, 1-for-1 so far. Adam flashes the wall, but they lose Prio in the river. Mid lane does go down to that Rift Herald. BDS actually trying to just barrel down mid here, get a tier 2 if they can.
This is great from BDS. It's a 1-for-1. It took so long to kill Broken Blade that they couldn't turn the fight. They had to escape. They lost to Drake, yes, but they got 2 towers for it. This Herald might even crash onto the Inhib tower. They won't be able to pick that up. It should regen slowly. Mickey trying to pull it away to let Caps take it down, and he will. But you can see the amount of damage BDS has when they can connect to their target. They don't want to make sure they can stick on them. If Gnar had ultimate there, of course, it would have been an absolute disaster committing that deep onto a Mega Gnar. But yeah, Labrov needs to be really careful. Looks for vision alone, gets hooked, has to flash away, still dies. BDS tiny bit split, but I think their communication after the mistake was good.
This is one of those games as a support Nami where you're like, okay, my Lucian's really strong, but every time I try and get any vision, Mickey is just waiting with how the lane assignments are going to go, Cadril. You know, after 20 minutes tends to be that point as Sheo does face check into Mickey here, pulled back with the dredge line. Sheo tries to get away, but look at the damage down onto him. Death Charge being used as well. The tidal wave to try and counter it. Hans Summer with the Feather Storm. Sheo able to escape without using the flash. Stolen Nature's Grasp. TP coming in, and Adam will be able to jump in, but the Feathers pull them back. Adam down to half HP, and Caps is really going to start opening up now. He's sprinting towards him with the phase rush. The bubble connects, but the damage from the rise is absurd. Realm Warp forward. Where are you going to go, BDS? Because G2 are on the hunt. Caps still chasing forward. Sheo falls to an overload, and BDS have met their match. G2 will wipe them off the face of the rift.
And they're going to go straight towards the Baron as well. 5-4-1. The game is absolutely blown wide open. And as much as they struggled in bot side through this game, it's Caps now who just dishes out so much damage. Hans just had to have one big pullback, and that allows Caps to buy him out so much space to be able to just chase him down with the Ghost, with the phase rush. There was no real way BDS were getting out of there.
And G2 have shown us, at least in this game, that they can come back from a deficit. Every time they've fallen behind so far in the LEC, they have ended up losing that game this winter split here after falling quite far behind in the bottom side of the map. They have snowballed this away from BDS, and that snowball turning much more into an avalanche. It's so difficult to do. Now, Sheo is going to face check. Labrov once again, the one who took the color coming out as well. As BDS try and make their final stand. Blast cone out. Double root from Nuke. Hans Summer now stepping forward. The hook once again lands onto Nuke. Adam trying to get away from Broken Blade and Caps, but he just can't escape. Stops time for a second, but all that will give him is a perfect view of his death as he falls to Caps. Crownie now trying to escape the Aqua Prison just short. Yike on the flank, twisted advance into the knockback. Caps gets a double, the knob into the wall, a triple for Caps. And G2 once again just clean up in the top lane.
And that's the inevitability of setup versus short range. Mickey just has to wait for one person to walk up. Eventually, BDS have to check. Hook lands, the fight kicks off, and I think BDS kind of got a little bit lucky there. Adam's stun stopped Caps' ult, where he would have chased them even further and got a couple more kills. So G2 take the triple onto Caps, will take the Baron. Then they'll base and start setting up to look for the end. But it's just so hard for BDS playing a comp, as Yankos said in draft, that wants to go forwards, is having to run backwards. There's no real way for them to find any direction in these fights.
Pretty much impossible for them with G2 playing as well as they are, and Caps as well. Has had a quiet split so far. Has had a couple of games where he's looked good, but I don't think Claps has really been on the menu. This game, it's a return to form for Caps. Obviously, getting kills in the early game helps you get towards that position. Explosive, but all you have to do is slowly chip away at them, as you say.
4 cannons buffed up, are just going to sit there. So I think G2 are just going to keep them buffed up and let them do the damage it's doing. Here comes a 5th cannon as well, just blowing through this tower. G2 don't even need to hit it.
Yeah, Rune Prison hits onto Nuke there. The stopwatch going to try and delay the inevitable. Nature's Grasp coming out as well, and Nuke has already fallen. G2 let the cannons do the work and chase onto the fountain. Yike will take the second Nexus tower. G2 toying with BDS a little bit here as they close this one out. Another hook from Mickey, tanks the fountain for a second. Adam going in, but the flash away from Hans Summer will keep it alive. Caps in for the dive, but the Nexus falls.
Who hit the Nexus? Who was it that ended? Caps was calling for the fountain dive there. Must have been either Hans or Broker Blade that went for the end. Caps can't pad the stats, but yeah. BDS